President and Prime Minister pay tribute at Bangabandhu's tomb in Tungipara on Father of the Nation's 103rd birth anniversary. Poisonous tree of communal forces must be uprooted, says Obaidul Qadir. BNP is the patron of political evil, comments Hassan Mahmood. Bangladesh elected Vice President of the OIC also becomes a member of the Human Rights Council, reform informs Foreign Minister. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Mytv English News. I'm Ashikuzaman with you in the newsroom today. You're watching the headlines, now the details. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid rich tributes to Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, on his 103rd birth anniversary and the National Children's Day. The President and the Prime Minister paid their homage by placing wreaths at the mausoleum of Bangabandhu at Tungipara in Gopalganj at about 10:30 a.m. After placing the wreaths, they stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memory of the Father of the Nation. Abdul Hamid and Sheikh Hasina offered Fatiha and joined a munajat seeking eternal peace of the departed souls of Bangabandhu as well as other martyrs of August 15 carnage. Later, the Prime Minister joined the children's rally. The Premier said that no child of smart Bangladesh will be deprived of enlightening of education. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina paid homage to Father of the Nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, by placing wreaths at his portrait in front of Bangabandhu Memorial at Dhanmondi 32 in the capital today, marking his 103rd birth anniversary and National Children's Day 2023. Sheikh Hasina first placed a wreath as the Prime Minister at the portrait of the greatest Bengali of all time and stood there in solemn silence for some time as a mark of profound respect to the memories of Bangabandhu. State honor was presented on behalf of three forces. Later, Chief Justice, Speaker of Jatiyo Sangsad and people from various professions paid their respects. After paying tribute, Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir said the poisonous tree of communal power will be uprooted, and Information Minister Dr. Hassan Mahmood said BNP is the patron of political evil. Bangladesh has been elected as a member of the OIC Islamic Human Rights Council. The information was given by the Minister of Foreign Affairs A.K. Abdul Momen. Abdul Momen led the Bangladesh delegation at the 49th Conference of Foreign Ministers of 57-member organization. Other members from Asia are Turkey and Iran. Bangladesh has also been elected as the Vice President of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation and the world's largest body of Muslim-majority nations. Other vice presidents are Palestine and Nigeria. Mauritania, the host of the country, got elected as the president of the 57-nation OIC. Candidates nominated from Awami League-backed panel won all 14 posts, including President and Secretary in Supreme Court Lawyers Association elections. Momtazuddin Fakir, Mohammad Abdul Nur were re-elected as the President and Editor, respectively. Awami League-supported candidates got this victory after the BNP-supported panel candidates abstained from directly participating in the election by raising objections about the subcommittee related to the conduct of the election. Voting was held on Wednesday and Thursday in this year's election of the association. After the second day of polling on Thursday, the results were announced after 1:30 p.m. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir has demanded annulment of Supreme Court Lawyers Association election results and announced a new election. At a press conference at the party's central office in Neapolitan today, he said that it is not possible for any election to be fair under the current government. In another event, the BNP Secretary General said Awami League is systematically destroying all the institutions of the country. At least 3 people, including 2 college students, in an auto rickshaw were killed when a passenger bus ran over them in Bhola. The incident occurred today on the Bhola Char Fashion Road of Otaruddin area adjacent to Daulat Khan Upazila, Bangla Bazar. Eyewitnesses said that 3 passengers were killed on the spot when a fast-speeding passenger bus coming from the opposite direction rammed the 3-wheelers on the road of Otaruddin area adjacent to Bangla Bazar. Moreover, one was admitted to Bhola Sadar Hospital with injuries in the incident. Now international news. French President Emmanuel Macron shunned Parliament on Thursday and invoked a special constitutional power to force through a controversial pension reform that raises the retirement age by 2 years to 64. The risky move spurred protests outside the National Assembly and is expected to trigger motion of the no confidence in his government. On Thursday, there was a vote on the draft of the bill in the parliament. Earlier, French Prime Minister Elisabeth allowed the proposal to be passed without a vote in accordance with the Article 49 of the Constitution. Member of Parliament protested and even proposed impeachment to the president. Meanwhile, protesters clashed with police in the capital Paris to protest the passage of the bill. Meanwhile, police arrested at least 120 people to control the situation. Poland has become the first country to pledge warplanes to Ukraine. They have decided to give 4 MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine. Poland's President Andrzej Duda said that the warplanes will be handed over to Ukraine in the next few days. They are still in use in Polish air defense, and the decision came from a higher level, he added. Poland is the member of NATO. The country's move is seen as the important in countering Russia. Poland has become the top NATO member in terms of military assistance to Ukraine with warplanes.
Will be sent in the coming days, the rest at a later date. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby tells CBS News Poland.
We're about to the end. The headlines once again. President and Prime Minister pay tribute at Bangabandhu's tomb in Tungipara on Father of the Nation's 103rd birth anniversary. Poisonous tree of communal forces must be uprooted, says Obaidul Kader. BNP is the patron of political evil, comments Hassan Mahmoud. Bangladesh elected Vice President of the OIC also become a member of Human Rights Council, informs Foreign Minister. Protests in Paris as Macron forces through controversial pension reform. At least 120 demonstrators arrested by police. And Arsenal exits Europa League with tiebreaker loss to Sporting Lisbon. Manchester United beats Real Betis by 1-0. That's all for now. To watch our news online, please visit YouTube/MyTV News. To watch our old program, please visit YouTube/MyTV Bangla and Facebook/MyTV Bangla. Our next news bulletin will be telecast at 7:30 p.m. in Bangla. Stay tuned. Allah Hafiz.